So even though this is a cloud computing conference and a legal presentation, I think it's important that we have a common view of cloud computing. I've seen several presentations on cloud computing over the last few months, and no one still seems to have been able to assert a really strong idea or definition of cloud computing. And in some cases, I've seen presenters and audience members struggle with establishing a clear definition. I've seen people say, I understand the concepts and I understand the techniques and the components, but I can't articulate it. Some people even say, I make it up as I go along, or it's an ASP, which it's not. So I think clearly based on the novelty of cloud computing, the definition is continuing to evolve. So let us try to evolve it to make sure that we're centered on cloud computing for the purposes of our presentation today. What Gartner says about cloud computing is that it's a style of computing where scalable and elastic IT-enabled capabilities are delivered as a service to external customers using Internet technologies. That's a mouthful. But I think we'll agree that cloud computing really provides unlimited resources by assessing applications over a network. Unlimited resources that scale over time. And what makes this all possible is virtualization and the ability to create and tear down, reassign, and move computing workloads across physical devices, whether they're public and far away, or whether they're in your own data center, and all based on the virtual machine. What we're converging on in cloud computing is a model that has potential to change how we invent, develop, deploy, scale, update, maintain, and pay for applications and the infrastructure on which they run. And I think we are moving to a phenomenal business model that is providing IT departments some great benefits. So that leads us to the question, why do companies really like this model? Because of the efficiency and the agility, it drives the cost down and it allows you to customize based on how and what you need. When the requirements are high, you can have more. When the requirements are low, you can reduce your usage. There's also speed and flexibility. You're not ordering or installing servers. You're not waiting for servers to come. And some cloud arrangements, you can pay with a credit card and you're up and running on the same day. And then all of these benefits, I think, are combining to create this acceleration and innovation and a faster way to deploy and test applications. So what we have here is this great value proposition, and what happens when you have this great proposition for IT departments is that you have a paradigm shift in how companies will be meeting their IT needs. Gartner is saying that cloud computing will help 20% of businesses eliminate their hardware and infrastructure by 2012. Where you have a paradigm shift of this nature, you're going to have new business models. Where you have new business models, you're going to see new legal models. New legal models will clearly result in the need to consider the legal risk. So our presentation today is really to take a closer look at some of these legal risks and how they will play out in our businesses. So what are the key legal issues in cloud computing? Privacy and security. When we talk about the data in the cloud being universal and global, we're seeing jurisdictional concerns, business continuity, what types of legal agreements are we using to engage in the cloud computing business model, how are we controlling the data, what are the liability associated with engaging in cloud computing, and transition services. All of these are combining to create some interesting legal considerations, and I think that for the lawyers that are on the call, you probably would agree with me, you're seeing more and more discussion around cloud computing at conferences, in journals, because there's a great interest in how legal models are going to be adapting to these business models. Let's take a look at privacy and data security. Perhaps the greatest concern that customers face when using cloud computing solutions are those related to security and privacy. In a traditional